You all know how much we love ProCare. We talk about them all the time, pretty much in every episode we record.
Pretty much.
So we are really, really excited to announce.
They're sponsoring the podcast.
Yay!
Oh my goodness. I'm so excited.
Yes. And we truly believe in their product because we take them every single day. I take their 1-a-day capsule.
Yes. And I take their 1-a-day chewable. It's freaking delicious.
And not only do they have multivitamins, but they have calcium chews.
Yeah.
Delicious calcium chews. The salted caramel is to die for.
Oh, and the cinnamon roll, guys, tastes like a cinnamon roll. Oh my God.
They also have dinner mint, but our favorite
is the dark chocolate for 2 reasons. One, you can have it at nighttime for a treat or make a s'more out of it. We've done it. Freaking bomb.
How cool is that? So go now to procarenow.com and use code OSLP for 10% off.
Alrighty, now go now. What are you waiting for?
Go get your vitamins.
Yeah.
You know you want to.
Am I going to do it? No, I am.
All right, and then we'll do countdown. Welcome back, OSLP family. I always have to dance. I always have to dance.
Oh, yeah, because it's fun.
Yeah.
Getting in it.
Yeah.
Like,
you are listening to our Sleeve Life podcast, and this is Kelly.
This is Mel.
And we have a really cool story today.
We do, because it's something that we saw in the community, and we're like, what is this?
Yes.
We had no idea.
Yes.
And one of our community members got like a diagnosis that we haven't heard before.
Yeah.
So we're like, we have to learn about it.
Dr. Dovek, Dr. D, as we like to call her.
Yeah.
She gave us her information. And so we reached out and we're super excited. So we're proud to present Brianna.
Hi, how's everybody doing?
We're good. How are you? How are you?
I'm doing good.
Awesome.
We're excited for today.
Yeah, for those that don't know,
I'm
this
super
is
excited.
For her Instagram handle is Bypass Brianna.
Yes,
so if you want to go look
Brianna.
for her right now while you're, listening to us, then you can put a face to your name.
Yeah, exactly. Or go watch it on YouTube.
Oh, good call, Kel.
Yeah.
Yes. Go to
You could always do that.
YouTube, go subscribe, hit the button, and then you'll get to see all of our videos and our beautiful faces.
Yes, you know it. So let's just dive in.
Yeah.
So what is the thing that you got diagnosed with?
Yes.
That is so rare?
So I had gastric bypass, actually with Dr. Dovek.
Yay.
Back in August 17th of 2020. Yeah, huge fan of her.
She's amazing. She's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
We love her.
And then in the end of October, early November of 2020, I was diagnosed with something called dry beriberi syndrome.
Okay. And I know next to nothing about it. So
Ditto.
Yeah.
Please.
Neither did I.
Yeah. I bet. Please explain to us what it is, or maybe start like with your symptoms and tell us kind of what the symptoms were.
So like my first month after surgery was a breeze. I felt fantastic. I never felt nauseous. Everything was great.
Okay.
I was dropping weight super, super fast. Like my first week, I think I lost like around 30 pounds. Like it was like so fast.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, really. Like I remember getting on the scale and talking to Dr. Beck through Instagram. Like, she's awesome. And she's so available to her patients. And so I remember talking to her on Instagram because she would check in with me and everything and being like, yeah, I went from this weight. What was my weight on surgery day? And she was like, hold on, get on the scale again. Like you might want to just double check. And I was like, I sent her a picture and she's like, oh my God. So I was losing weight really quickly.
Okay.
But I mean, I just changed my life. I'm like, my whole life was upside down. So I wasn't like not expecting to lose weight.
Right. Yeah.
So I was losing weight really fast and feeling great my first month. And then right after that, I was like super busy, just started a new job. So kind of distracted and just kind of not paying attention to the symptoms as much. And I just started feeling like nauseous. I'm like, well, this is kind of normal. I reached out to the GBMC, the office I was at, and still are at. And they were like, okay, like that's totally normal. We'll get you some foaming patches. I wore those from a little bit, but, and so I started feeling a little bit better, but then like, I was like transitioning to my different food phases. And I just could not get past the soft food. Like every time I tried like a regular food, I just felt awful.
Oh,
like totally
okay.
awful. And then after like the nausea sat in, I like started actually getting sick. So it wasn't just nausea anymore. It was like actually throwing up.
Oh, okay.
I was throwing up every morning and just feeling really awful. Almost like I was like, am I pregnant? Like, could this happen like a week after surgery? I know you have to be like, a month after surgery, and you have to be super careful.
Yeah.
And so like everything was negative. Talked to Dr. Dovek and she said, how's your vitamins going? And I'm like, well, when I can actually stomach them, it's going okay.
Okay.
But the thing is, I was throwing up a lot because I was always nauseous.
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness.
So it got eventually to the point where Dr. Dovek's like, I don't care what you drink and eat. It could be crackers. And you're not supposed to be on like starch free for a month. She's like, have some crackers and have some like full sugar Gatorade. She's like, because your body needs electrolytes. You like need to be able to take it.
Okay.
And so I did start that. And then we started with, okay, well, she hasn't been eating for a while. Let's test her blood levels, everything like that. And my thiamine level, which Dr. Dovek talks about all the time, was as low as it registered on the scale.
Oh no.
It was less than 5, less than 3, less than 5. And that's as low as it registered. So it could be like negative that, or it could have been exactly that. So I tried it was also during the pandemic. I mean, pandemic's still happening, but it was like during the height of pandemic where I live. So I really was trying not to go to the hospital, and I was like, I'll just keep taking thiamine. I'll keep doing as much as I can. Like, I can do this like by myself. I don't need anyone's help. Like, being a woman.
Yes, exactly.
Like, I got this. Hold my beer. It's fine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I tried to do it myself, even got like the droplets put on my tongue. I was taking like triple the amount because you can't take too much B vitamin. You just pee out the excess.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
So then I started having some stomach numbness that kind of, I noticed when I started having the real serious nausea.
Okay.
I was like, oh, it's probably just still from my surgery. Like, I don't remember really like ever feeling my stomach a ton since then.
Yeah.
And then it started to travel down to my thighs a little bit, and then down to my calves, and then all the way down to my feet, until it had progressed so severely that I couldn't feel my feet. Like, I couldn't feel my feet.
What the fuck?
Could you walk at that point?
How do you even? Yeah.
So I was able to walk because I still had muscle, and I was losing weight. So I was able to walk, but I couldn't feel my feet firmly planted on the ground. So I was falling a lot because my one foot wasn't lifting up all the way because I couldn't feel it, and my muscles weren't working the way they're supposed to.
How scary!
Like my nerves weren't connecting with my muscles, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, like it couldn't send the signals, so it was like not doing what it's supposed to do. Oh my God,
that's insane.
It was the craziest thing that I ever experienced, but that was just the start of it.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm getting comfortable.
I know. And so, reached out to Dr. Dovek. We went for blood work. I did blood work through my family doctor because I live about 2 hours from where I had surgery. I got surgery in Baltimore.
Right.
Okay.
I live like a little bit closer, Western Maryland.
Okay.
So, we did both blood levels, but of course the thiamine test takes like a week to get results. Like, it's one of those ones that has to be completely dark. Like, it's like a super weird test.
Okay.
Like, it's not something you can be like, oh, a glucose check. Oh, it's high type of thing.
Right. Yeah.
So, the thiamine came back a while to like for my regular doctor's office. When it did come back, it was severely low, like I said.
Oh.
And we started talking about being able to do, injections of it, or IV.
Yeah, I was going to say,
you can do IV therapy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but that thing is during the pandemic, it was really hard to get any appointments like that, like for something that is a vitamin.
Yeah.
It's not like it was like keeping me alive type of thing, when in reality
it is though.
It is. It really is.
That's how important vitamins is. Like, we got to stop acting like it's not, because look what's happening.
They are so important. So important. Like, I never would have thought that like a vitamin could have this impact on my life, but it completely changed it.
Oh.
So eventually it was election day, I actually remember, because my dad's like really crazy about voting and like really like, it's your God-given right.
Yep.
And so I remember at that time we were living in an apartment and we had 17 stairs up to the top. And it got to the point where I was like, I just can't do these stairs right now. Like, I just cannot. Like, and so we went and we stayed at my parents' house for a couple of days because I was able to stay on the ground level. And that's when it got really, really bad. And that's when like I completely stopped all my feeling. I was falling constantly. And then when I tried to get up, I couldn't feel my legs to get up.
What the fuck?
So if you ever like tried like getting off the floor, not using your legs at all, it's like impossible.
Yeah. It's like literally like dead weight. It's like, because you're moving weight you can't even feel.
Exactly.
Like, that's,
and I was like 100 pounds heavier than I am right now when all this was happening still.
Wow.
Because in the last year, I've lost 217 pounds.
Whoa, congratulations.
Holy crap. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Damn.
Like my first 3 months, I was down almost 100 pounds.
That's impressive.
Like when I first went into the hospital with it, it was down. The guy pulled up my chart and he's like, this can't be right. And I was like, what is it? And he's like, your weight loss. He's like, what was your highest weight? I told him. And he said, oh my God, this is right. And I was like, yeah. And so I explained everything. And he's like, this is why you're having these problems.
Do you mind us asking what was your highest weight?
My highest weight was 476.
476. Okay. Awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
So you've lost 200 and how much have you lost?
17.
17.
Yeah.
217 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
That's insane.
I'm averaging about like 2 pounds a week still, but it's definitely slowing down.
Yeah. As it does.
Mean, it's good. I don't want to lose weight that
Yeah.
Yeah. It's intense.
That's, I mean, it's hard enough just to lose weight, but people don't understand how draining it is when you are losing at such a rapid rate.
Yeah.
Right. You really don't. And I was feeling like I had energy from like losing the weight, but at the same time, I wasn't putting any food into my body. So I wasn't like gaining energy from that.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. You're losing energy all over.
I was so tired all of the time. Like I'd get like a random burst of energy and then I'd be like so tired.
Oh, wow.
The dry beriberi syndrome is something that happens with alcoholics a lot.
Oh.
Because people like tend to drink and not eat as much. So they're not developing or getting any like grains or anything like that into their bodies.
Okay.
And yeah, so it's basically just from having like grains and fortified things is what you get thiamine from.
Okay.
Like it's such a rare diagnosis in this country. So like Dr. Dovek's office and my family practice where I was in town still, they worked together. They were like looking through books because this was so not diagnosed around here because everything we eat as Americans is so fortified.
Yes.
Like everything is so processed. Like you never hear of this. Like if you look on a cereal box, like cereal is like one of the best things you can get thiamine from, which is like crazy.
What? That is crazy.
If you look on like a cereal box, it'll be like 112 times or 112% of your daily B1.
Well, okay.
I noticed it while I was in the hospital because they were giving me like Honey Nut Cheerios and I was like, I can't eat these. Yeah. I was like looking at it, I'm like, this has thiamine.
You're like,
Yeah, what?
Just buy boxes of cereal. That's all you buy.
That's so freaking crazy. You know what's going to happen.
Also things like lentils, they're really strong.
Okay.
Oh,
they have really, really good. Yeah, things like that.
I was going to say, everybody's going to go check their cereal boxes now.
Because I know I am. I don't keep cereal in my house because I will eat an entire box by myself. Like, I love cereal. There's something. So... Squirrel moment.
That's fine.
I don't like soup. I think soup is dumb.
That's right. We both hate soup.
Because we don't know whether it's a liquid or a solid.
Yep.
Like, what are you?
Choose one, damn it. Choose one.
Choose a path.
God.
So I don't like soup. But cereal, it's the same damn thing.
It is.
But I just can't get enough of it. Like, there's something about it, like the ice cold milk and the crunch of the cereal. You're just like,
it like crunches like quenches your thirst in the back. Like that's where I like
in the back.
Yeah, when that cold milk just hits the back, you're just like, this is amazing.
That's what she said. From the back.
I remember eating Honey Nut Cherries in the hospital and be like, oh my gosh, these are so good. And they're getting me better.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, oh, look at this. I can eat carbs and it's making me healthy.
Well, I remember like my first IV treatment when I went to the sorry, I'm skipping all over the place, but
you're fine.
When I went into the hospital, like and got my first IV treatment, like that next day is like when they were like, okay, like you can try eating something now. You're feeling better. And I was like able to eat and like I didn't feel nauseous, which was like the first time like in months, like probably like a month and almost 2 months that I felt that way.
Wow.
And so right away, even though my thiamine levels were so depleted, right away, the first infusion of thiamine made my body be like, okay, we're going to be okay.
Okay. So let's jump back.
Yeah.
How did you get to the hospital?
Yeah. How did you get your treatment?
Yeah.
How did we figure it out?
So, so Dr. Devek was like, all right, all I want you to do is get down to GBMC. She's like, I can't see you unless like you are down here. She's like, I want to get my hands on you.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, okay. So me and my husband were going to drive there that day. Well, that morning, it was election day. That's when I started my story.
Got it. Okay.
That day I had a really bad fall and it was like, I could not pull myself up off the ground. And it was physical, but it was also kind of a mental part in this. Cause I'm like, I have not tried to do everything right. And like, why is this happening? Like, it just doesn't seem fair type of thing. And so I was trying to get to BMC and I had a bad fall. I was trying to get up off the floor so I could get in the car. And I just could not do it. I could not get my legs to support me. And then the numbness all started traveling to my hands when it got really bad. So then I couldn't even have the feeling of like pushing myself up.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
Yeah. And so my husband was like, listen, he's like, I want you to go to a hospital. I don't care what hospital it is. He's like, I want you to go to a hospital. And I was the whole time, no. If I go in there, I won't get to see anyone. Like I'll be completely by myself because of COVID.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't care at this point. He's like, either you're getting up and going in the house and telling me you're fine, or I'm calling an ambulance.
Yeah.
Well, so he gave me a little bit of tough love.
Yeah.
But I definitely needed in that moment. I was not thinking straight.
Yeah.
Well, you got to think it's got to be. Oh, did he? Because I was going to say, like, you got to think it's hard for them to watch someone they love and care about for a month. He's been watching you play this game for a while. Like, there has to be. I'll do that to Eric. I'm like, I need to know, when do I need to call? Because I don't like watching this, but I'll allow it. Just let me know when. I need to have like a signal or something. Because he does that shit with his back. And I eventually did have to take him to the emergency room too. Because I'm like, you have to tell me when your back's that bad. Like, you have to tell me. So I feel your husband. And
it's hard because of COVID. You're scared to go in the hospital because you don't want to get COVID.
Right.
You can't see anybody. I mean, that's a legit fear. You don't want to be in the hospital by yourself.
No.
That sucks.
That so sucks.
I'm very much like, I'm the youngest child of my family of 4. So like, I'm very much like always been surrounded by people.
Yeah.
Like my husband and I have been together since I was 15 and he was 16.
Oh, damn.
So yeah. And so like, we've always been together and I was like, I'm going to be separated from everyone. Like I'm going to get COVID. Like, cause I mean, everything was super scary then. And so I ended up going to the hospital. When I got into the hospital, they were like, what's going on? Like, what do you mean? What's dry beriberi?
Yeah.
So then we had a whole new slew of doctors figuring out what this was.
Wow.
And it's in the ER that night, I had my first treatment. And it was good. Everything was good. And then the next day I continued treatment, but my legs weren't functioning like they should have been. Like I was still having falls and I was like a super fall risk, like was not allowed to get up. Like I sat in a hospital bed for like a week and a half before like I was allowed to attempt to stand.
Whoa. I've never been in a hospital longer than 36 hours.
Yeah.
It's never been, it never been in 2
in a
days.
Hospital until this point.
Oh, wow.
Night of my surgery, I didn't even stay. I went in for my surgery at, I think 8:00 and I was home 2 hours from Baltimore by 4:00 in the afternoon. Like I had never been I had never stayed at the hospital other than the day I was born until this happened.
Oh my God.
But then I just avoid them. I'm like, I don't need, I got this.
Right.
kind of like my whole weight loss problem. Like, I don't need any help. Like, I got this.
Yeah.
I got this.
I can do it on my own.
You hit that point and you're like, you can't.
Yep.
So this was kind of bringing all that back. And like, you finally realize you have to make a decision for yourself. Like nobody else can do this except for you.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when I went to the hospital and I got treatment. For the first week, I was allowed to have I was allowed to have one visitor at a time. So my husband and both my parents came.
Okay.
And a couple of my friends came one at a time. But then COVID spiked like crazy. So my last 8 or 9 days in the hospital, because I was in the hospital 16 days.
Oh. Wow.
My last 9 days, I wasn't allowed to have anyone.
Oh,
whoa,
man.
9?
So hard. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Girl,
and so when I got the treatment and everything, and I was getting better, my levels were still off. My B1, my B6, my potassium levels were all really, really off.
Okay.
But then they were still wanting, they weren't confident in the dry beriberi.
Okay.
So they made me get a bunch of tests. So they tested me for MS. I got tested. I had spinal taps. I had MRIs of my brain. I had MRIs of my spine. They were like, we don't know what this is. A neurologist came in to see me. And he just discharged me a month and a half ago. So I don't have to ever see him again.
Yay! That's really exciting. Yes.
Fully discharged.
Yes.
Oh
my gosh.
So yeah, I remember he came in at 10 o'clock at night one night. And because they told me he was going to come in, and he wasn't coming in. They're like, no, this guy's really old school. He comes in late at night. So he came in at 10 o'clock at night the one night. He's been practicing neurology for over 40 years. Old.
Sounds
school.
like House.
Yeah.
It sounds like House.
Yeah. Honestly, he kind of reminded me of
Yeah, like Hugh Laurie looking,
Yeah, and very, very dry sense of humor. So he did a whole bunch of tests. He's like, I've never heard of this before. He's like, I just want to do more testing. So we did a whole bunch of tests. When they found out it was just that, nothing else thank God, not MS or anything like that.
Yes.
Right? They were trying to decide how to treat me because technically there wasn't anything wrong other than my vitamin levels.
So
they didn't know why my muscles weren't working. They didn't know why my muscles weren't communicating.
Right. Because your whole body was shutting down.
My whole body. Yeah. 100%. It was so bad.
Oh,
when I really sit and think about it, I'm like, that was almost a year ago.
you lived that shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sometimes you really suppress it and you're like, it was so long ago. And now when I think about it, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, girl.
That really happened. You battled through that.
Well, and it's that that's the reason why everything's shutting down is because that vitamin wasn't there. It couldn't do the things.
Because vitamins, everybody hear it here first, take your vitamins. If you're not getting them the right way, if you're getting sick, talk to your doctor about something else. Something else will help you.
Yes.
Yes. And stop saying it's too expensive. I understand, but you can find ways. We have a discount with ProCare for this reason because they actually help people if they don't even have funds. They actually will put out for a few months because they know how important this is.
Yeah.
So this is 100% important. This is not something you ever want to mess around with. And that's what I said, during this whole thing, I was like, if just telling my story can help one person to not have this happen to them, then I would do it all again because it was the worst experience of my life, but also taught me the most I've ever learned.
I would imagine. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, go ahead.
So the statement of you don't really know how strong you are until it's all you have left. Never believed it until that day. I was like, yeah, you're right.
Yes.
So right.
Yes.
Our bodies are interesting and amazing. How much it can really be put through and come back from.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's nuts.
Right.
I mean, I have lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, and fibromyalgia. Yeah. So I have a lot of autoimmune diseases going through my system. And if I just firmly believe that this surgery saved me, because I was bedridden for 3 years.
Yeah.
Like I didn't really get out of bed. I would do whatever I had to do and then got right back into it. I was in pain 24/7. I mean, I can totally relate to your entire story because I've lived what you lived, not to the exact point. But I mean, I fell randomly. There was a time that I fell in the bathroom and hit my head on the sink. Like, there were times that I couldn't walk to the bathroom. And so my then husband would carry me. And, you know, I was in the doctors every week. I was hospitalized for 4 days because I took one of the most common medications that they give you when you first get diagnosed. I'm actually allergic to.
Yeah.
Thank you. I had serum sickness, which is essentially like having your whole body freak out on you. And I was having really, really high fevers. They didn't know what was happening. It was this, like, literally you explaining your story, like, gives me flashbacks of being stuck in the hospital.
That's when you were in Silverton, right?
Yep. And you and your mom came.
Yep.
Wow.
And then a nurse gave me too high a dose of medication and got me really fucking high.
You were really high.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. To say that nurse never came back in my room. Like,
you're like,
that's
no,
probably a good choice.
Yeah. So what is the difference between beriberi and dry beriberi?
Yeah.
So, so there is wet beriberi actually, and then dry beriberi.
Okay.
So wet beriberi is more like brain stroke symptoms. So like it's like your body. So when I was told I had dry beriberi, the nurse equated it to this. She's like, it's like your body had a stroke, but your mind didn't. She's like, and then because it's like not communicating, and like I had drop foot and everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so that's why I had to do PT. And so, and then the wet beriberi is more heart issues. Like people will have like a heart enlargement and things like that. Like it's wet beriberi is definitely more fatal than dry beriberi.
Okay.
But they're both totally awful. Like the wet beriberi, I would say, is fatal, and the dry beriberi is just like debilitating.
Okay.
So can you come back from both, or what? Like, how does this?
I didn't do too much research on the wet beriberi because that one is the more with alcoholics. So I like didn't really feel like I had to kind of like research that one as much as dry beriberi. But the dry beriberi, you do come back from. I think I'll always have, like, when I was talking to my PT, they said we were looking at houses to buy, because we couldn't go back to our apartment long term.
Yeah.
So we actually bought a rancher, and because they told me, they're like, well, like this is going to be something that you'll probably always have. Like this is going to be something that you'll always see the repercussions of. When you're not feeling good, or if you've had too much to drink or something, like your left side will always be weaker than your right.
Okay.
That's because it affected my left side, which is another thing. They were like, it's like you had a stroke.
Yeah.
It really was.
Oh, wow.
So, we bought a little rancher, but I honestly feel like 99% better. I think I'll always have like just a really sensitive, like touch to my feet and legs now.
Okay.
Just because like my nerves kind of regrew, and that's what, like, one of the things they said in PT that was like so different, like a nerve injury to a muscle injury or a bone injury is so different. Because your nerves grow like hair, like super, super slow. So when your nerves are growing, they're growing so slow, so they only can heal so fast.
Right. Yeah.
So that's why it took me, I would say, I went from not walking at all to being a wheelchair transfer to learning to walk with a walker, a few steps, to going to walker from wheelchair, to going from walker to cane, to going to not needing anything.
Wow. How long was that process?
So I would say when I went into the hospital, I was like full, either Hoyer transfer or like wheelchair to walker. And then when I spent a week and a half on the rehabilitation floor at the hospital I was at. And they basically taught me to trust my legs again. I remember my PT, I would have all different PTs, but we had one who came in, he usually did outpatient, and he came in one Saturday because they were short staffed.
Okay.
And he came down, he was young like me, and he came down looking right in my face. He's like, your legs are going to support you. He's like, when you decide you want to trust them, he's like, that's when you're going to get better.
Oh shit. The mind over matter thing.
Oh man, that hit me in the feelings.
Got real with me.
Yeah. Oh man. Really real.
He's like, right now, this is a mental part for you just to get over. He's like, and obviously you have muscle weakness, everything. He's like, but your legs are going to support you. I'm not going to let you fall. At that point, I had to learn, I had to trust him and I had to trust myself. But mostly I had to trust myself.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, isn't that kind of goes right along with our journeys though? We have to trust ourselves from the very beginning.
Yes.
And it's so hard to trust yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But it's your body will do what your body's supposed to do if you trust it to do it.
Yeah, you just have to have faith in it.
Oh man,
and believe in
it.
Really feelers. You got to believe it.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
I know. You always think you pushed your body to the absolute farthest they could, unhealthy wise.
Yes.
You pushed your body as hard as you could. And so you're not going to get better overnight, whether it be weight loss or whether it be these vitamin issues I was having. It's all a process. Everything is a process. I've learned that the things that come like this aren't worthwhile.
No,
you have to work hard for what you want.
Yeah.
Thank you.
100%.
Yes, that is it right there.
Enjoy the grind.
I mean, the grind, and I've said that a lot this last week. If it's easy, it's not worth it.
Yep.
100%.
And that is exactly it of why it pisses me off so bad when people call it the easy way out, because it's not fucking easy.
Fuck your face, people.
I would love for someone to say that to my face.
Oh,
I would be you know what? Let me walk you down a little path that I just traveled.
Exactly.
Yeah. I've had people not say it's easy, but I've had people be like, oh my gosh, you're so lucky. You're so lucky you lost so much weight. I wish I could lose that weight. And I'm like,
you can.
You have no idea. There's nothing about luck involved in this. I always told everyone, I'm like, if I didn't have bad luck, I wouldn't have any luck at all. That's the way my life has always gone. Which is fine. I never relate on luck at all.
No, and give yourself fucking credit though. You're making that decision. You're doing the work. It's you. This, we're not going to give it to the universe.
Well, I mean,
give it to yourself.
I
you fucking did that shit.
Yeah, and you were on board from the very beginning. It just sucks to high heaven that you had to go through this while you were trying to change your life.
Yeah.
You were doing all the right things.
I had pity parties for myself. Especially when I couldn't have anyone in the hospital. I'm like, this sucks, man. What did I do? I thought I was doing everything right. And then I was like, this isn't the universe against you. This is just what happens. You just have to pull yourself up by your big girl panties, which I say all the time also.
Yes.
And just get the hell on. You can do it. Just do it.
Yeah.
I had the same feeling when I was first diagnosed, and I remember me and Mel got into a fight because she said something about my disease or something, and it was not meant in a bad way, but I was
I remember what it was.
It's my disease. No, you aren't allowed. I was so angry of the fact that I was in my 20s
with the disease,
with this disease.
Yeah.
And so I was just so angry, and it affected every aspect of my life. And I'm sure it's the same for you. I mean, you can't do anything. And so it's when people say, oh, I wish I could lay in bed all day. You're
I don't fucking want to.
Try it. You
don't.
You really don't. You just want to be able to not work is really the deal, and be able to get up and move around.
I have just started my new job, and I love my job. I work with animals, and I love it. And so I had just started my new job, and I was so that was one of the things I was pushing myself hardest for. I was like, I have to go to work. I have to get up and go to work. I cannot, I just started this job. I love it. I can't. And then I texted my employer and I was like, hey, like, this is what's happening. Like, and they were like, Brianna, you need to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
And that's like, and so I didn't work from November until I went back in February or March.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I just started this job. Like, I've been working there for a month when all this happened.
Wow.
Damn.
And so they could have kicked me to the curb. They could have been like,
Yeah,
this is not worth it. But I'm working for them now. I've been there technically a year now, and I just love it. And they are the best. They're the best.
it was meant to happen in the way it happened.
Yeah. With that plan.
Because you found a job that you really loved and they appreciated you enough to be like, take care of yourself. Let us know when you're better. And I'm sure they
let
checked
us know
on
when
you.
you want to come back and when you can. And they would text me like during the holidays and stuff, like just want to know how you're doing, this type of thing. And my best friend also works there. So
so
she was
that's
also
good.
keeping them up to date. They were asking her. Yeah, it was really good.
Oh, man.
Thank God you had a support system there. It sounds like.
Oh, I have to say, I have the best support system in the world.
Aww.
Like, I really do. Like, my parents transformed like their entire downstairs into like a little living area. Like their dining room, they transported into like a private room for me and my husband to stay.
Oh,
so because I couldn't go back to our apartment.
Yeah.
And then, so we stayed there for, I want to say a month and a half, maybe 2 months. Then I went back to our apartment and I was starting to go back to work and everything. And I was like, this is too hard. Like I was still healing. Like these 17 steps are just too hard.
Yeah.
Like, so, cause when I first got sick, I noticed the steps were getting harder and I was like, I'm losing weight. Like these steps shouldn't getting harder. Shouldn't be getting harder. And so I remember like physically like lifting my legs up those last few steps, like with my arms.
Wow. Oh, geez.
Like when I was getting really, really bad.
Yeah.
So then that's when we decided, we're like, you know what? Let's start looking at other places. And my parents were super supportive. So then we moved back in with them, but we moved to their upstairs. Like they have like a full upstairs area. So like we did half of the upstairs was our bedroom and then like a living room.
Oh, okay.
So we lived with them for another, I want to say 2 months before we were able to like start moving in and everything. Cause the housing market is another thing, right?
Yes, it is. It's ridiculous.
So hard.
Yes.
So hard to deal with.
Yes.
I think we put in like 1 million offer.
How many did you put in?
20.
I think we actually put in 7.
And then, it feels like 1 million.
Yeah.
We were second, and I live in a small area. And so like, we were like looking within like a couple different towns all around our area, but we love Maryland. So we wanted to stay here. And we must have put in like, I think it was around 7. We were second best for each offer. And the house that we're in now, I didn't love it first, but my husband, he was able to transform things. So
that's awesome.
He was able to really help it out.
Give it some love.
Kind of like building a recording studio in your basement.
Yep. Yep. Totally did.
Gotta love those husbands.
That's right. Yeah. Gotta love
definitely.
it.
Like my husband, when I was learning to walk, he built me a ramp.
Oh.
And my parents, because we weren't sure, my parents had like steps to get to their house any way you go. So they didn't know how I was going to come home at first because I was in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So he built me a ramp. Him and his dad went over one night at like 9 o'clock and built a ramp in my parents' garage.
Aww.
And now that ramp has been transformed into our pantry.
Oh,
we got a closet that he...
That's
and
funny.
he also has a workbench and a coffee table out of that ramp. So we got lots of...
You know what's great about that though, is when you look at those pieces, you're probably like, thank God I don't have to use that anymore. Hey, exactly. You've been transformed into something else.
You have been repurposed, my friends.
So how go ahead.
I was like, I'm going to repurpose the shit out of you. All
of
you.
Yes. You're going to be everywhere in my house.
Yeah.
How have you and your husband kind of transitioned? Because obviously he was a big caretaker for you for those months.
Right.
How have you transitioned back to him not being a caretaker?
So I've always been super like, we've always been very confident, like doing things on our own.
Okay.
Like even because, and I think that's why our relationship has worked since a young age, because like when I was 15 dating him, I wasn't like that. normal 15-year-old was like, I'm going to marry him. I love him so, like, he's the love of my life. And I was like, yeah, he's really cool. I like him a lot. Like, but I'm 15. So,
yeah.
Yep.
But like we always like kind of had that type of dynamic. And as we've gotten older, obviously it became like this would really suck if you left. But like obviously when we obviously knew we weren't going to leave each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would hope so.
But we kind of developed like we love being together, but we're also like good at doing separate things. So then now when that happened, we were like together all of the time.
Yeah.
And I think that it didn't hurt us, but it was like definitely a totally different dynamic that we had to kind of switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when I was at my heaviest, he was still doing a lot of those caretaking roles again. So it was kind of like we like went back a step, like because when I was at my heaviest, like I didn't want to go on walks. I didn't want to do much of anything. Like going out wasn't very fun because I like felt like people were staring at me, things like that. And I've always been such a bubbly person. So that was like really hard when like that all started happening. So as like we transitioned back into the caretaking role, it was kind of like second nature again.
Okay.
But this time I had so much like want to get better.
Okay.
That it did not last long. Like I like wanted to be independent again. I wanted my life back. Like I saw the finish line. I wanted to get there so bad.
Okay.
Type of thing.
So you guys it sounds like you guys have transitioned well back into husband and wife, not caretaker roles.
Yeah. And I mean, he had to work and like continue to work. So like my parents, they were big caretakers as well.
Okay.
And that was, I think, more difficult on me just because like, I was like, I'm 26 years old. Like my parents should not be taking care of me anymore. Like, but that was what we had to do. Like, I physically could not do it.
Yeah.
So
and that's what, that's what family's for.
Yeah. Family, the support is there for a reason.
Yeah.
Use it if you need it.
Yeah. It doesn't matter what age you are, you know, like that's what's cool about it is that like, it doesn't matter. Like, and they're your family and your parents are probably like, oh, I remember taking care of her. It's fine. Like we know how to do this.
And then like, I have 3 other siblings too. I have 2 older brothers and 1 older sister. So, like it was during COVID, during all that. So we couldn't see each other all the time. So it was definitely, they were there for like emotional support if I needed to talk to them. I'm really, really close with both my sister-in-laws.
Okay.
So, I was always texting them. My one sister-in-law, Rachel, she was always doing research on what I could be doing or what this could be. And so, I have a great support system.
Great.
Incredible.
And were they just
my in-laws are fantastic.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
So was everybody just as supportive when you had the surgery, when you told them you were going to have it?
So everyone was mostly supportive. I did like a couple of people like pushed back, like, are you sure? Like all you need to do is like eat right and exercise. And I promise like this will get better. And I'm like, I have been trying that since I was in 6th grade. Like I started Weight Watchers for the first time in 6th grade.
Oh, shit.
And like this has just never worked. Like it's always been something that I've always struggled with.
Yeah.
And so a couple of them were like, I'm looking to do this. And then I was like explaining everything like this. I wanted to be able to do this. I want to be able to have kids one day. Like this is something that I need to do and I'm going to do it regardless of if I have your support or not.
Right.
And I think that just kind of like really set in stone. Like this wasn't a fluke. This wasn't something that I just like was thinking about doing. This is something that I'm doing and they wanted to support me. So yeah.
Good. It sounds like you really did your research also when you were going to have the surgery.
Yeah, so the first time I was going to have the surgery, I was going to have the surgery at a practice closer to me. I was just turned 21 and I was going to have the surgery at a hospital near me. I went through all the process, did my final appointment. They took my pictures, everything. And then at the end of that appointment, they said, okay, so on surgery day, you are going to owe us $6,000, blah, 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 blah.
Whoa.
And I was like, what?
Excuse me?
And they were like, yeah, we require payment. Like and I had insurance, but it's not all covered from insurance. And so, they were like, we require the rest due day of surgery. And I was like, I'm 21 years old.
You're like, yeah, let me just pull $5,000, $6,000 out of my pocket.
I didn't have $6,000. And I was like, can I set up a payment plan? Can I do care credit? But whatever. It has to be cash or check.
What the
Or credit card. And I was like, I don't have a $6,000 limit. I'm 21. I still live with my parents.
Oh my
This is crazy.
So I was super disappointed. And I think that's like when my weight loss like really plummeted, like or my weight gain really happened.
Yeah.
Because like I was like starting to see the end of the tunnel. Like I was like almost there. Like I could almost taste it. It was like all taken away.
Whoa.
So
that's very frustrating.
After that, we switched insurance and it was no longer covered by insurance. Like my weight loss surgery was no longer covered by insurance. And I couldn't afford that. Like I said, I was like working in childcare, and obviously it's not a lot of money. And that like I did, like it just wasn't feasible. So my husband's insurance was fantastic. So when we got married, I was like, I think I'm going to start the process over again. And he's always been the type of guy that's like, I love you any way you are. He's like, if this is something you want to do for you, he's like, then I will support you. He's like, but I don't want you doing this just for me.
Yeah.
And I was like, honestly, this isn't about you. Like, this is just for me. And that's why I knew it was for the right decision.
Yes.
Yeah.
But if you're doing this for anyone else, you're not going to be successful. You have to do this for yourself.
Yeah. And I mean, kids and husbands and being healthy for your family, like that's a great reason. And that can be added to it. But you want to do it deep down. It's all about you.
Yeah.
It's got to be a decision for you, because if it's not, you won't succeed.
Mm-mm.
And so when I was looking up surgeons, I just started going on the hashtags on Instagram, like weight loss surgery, this, that. And I found this surgeon, and I found she was in Baltimore. Her name was Dr. Dovek. And I was looking at her posts, and I'm like, oh my God, I have to meet this person.
Yes.
Like, I just feel like I have to meet her. And so it was right before COVID when I started all of this. And I like filled out everything. And it was January after we got married, I went for my consultation in Baltimore.
Okay.
And I brought my sister-in-law with me because I was like, I don't want to drive to Baltimore myself. Like, I want to make sure I'm getting all the information. She came with me to the appointment. And she met Dr. Dovek, and when we both left the office, we're like, all right, we both have a girl crush on Dr. Dovek, but she is the coolest. And you guys have met her in person, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that energy,
both,
man.
Like,
oh my God.
And like, she's so tall. Like when she walked in, I was like, you're like a Barbie. Like,
she is.
Like Barbie.
She is.
Yep.
No, seriously. When we walked in, like we have a video because I was recording and Mel was recording. And
I actually watched that.
Yeah, and then we're like the first thing, you're so tall. I remember when we were planning it, and she was like, "You okay? Be prepared, you guys. I'm tall," and I'm like, it's
tall.
fine. Like,
and she's not only like tall, she's just like beautiful. And
she's stunning.
She's a beautiful person in and out. So I'm a big fan, Dr.
She's
Dovek.
like a different level of pretty. It's like you have all of us, and then like she's on like
she's on that next shelf.
Yeah, like that's that celebrity shelf. Like it's insane. I'm just like, all right.
And she's got the personality that goes with it.
And that was what I really like attracted, like got me to go to her, because I felt comfortable with her.
Yeah.
And like, that was like the first like experience I can really say I felt confident, like comfortable with the doctor.
Okay.
Like, especially being overweight, like you always feel like you're being judged. Like, oh, well, you probably wouldn't have strep throat if you weren't morbidly obese. Like,
right?
Okay.
I love how they always connect that
shit. I didn't know obesity attracted strep throat, but good to know.
Apparently it does. Oh my God.
Good to know for next time. I'll try to lose that.
I mean, and not that I've had bad doctors, but it's just like, I just felt so comfortable with her. Like, I felt like if she came in, she's like, I know that this is like a struggle for you. She's like, I want to help you. And she's like, I know you can do this.
Oh.
And like, she was like the first person that like, when she said, I know you can do this, I believed her. I was like, you know,
she meant it. You can feel it.
I think I can do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I felt like that with my surgeon too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like all in.
Like I met her and I was like, this is my surgeon. Like she's just so low key and like, but very knowledgeable, makes you feel comfortable.
Yep.
Like I felt very comfortable in that decision.
And all the other doctors I've had had been males. And I just feel like sometimes male doctors don't always understand what females go through. Like, they're like, oh yeah, they see it on paper. Like, yeah, you need to lose weight. I understand you want to lose weight for this reason, but Dr. Beck's like, I know how hard it is to lose weight.
Yeah.
Like, I know what it's like. And so I just felt so seen with her too.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really powerful statement. You felt seen.
Yeah.
You weren't just a weight.
I wasn't just a weight or another patient. Like, I felt like she actually like cared about me when she did.
And she does.
Like, we still talk on Instagram all the time.
Yes.
Oh, I love that.
I'm still very sad that she moved so far away, but
I know
it is going to give me a chance to go to Florida, maybe for the extravaganza and stuff. I really am hoping to go.
Yeah. And then you can go to Universal and Disneyland or Disney World. Oh my God.
All the things.
I've been there since I was 5, I think, was last time I was in Disney World.
Oh, wow. We went to Universal when we were there, and oh my God, it was so much fun.
First time I've ever been. Yeah. It was amazing.
It was so much fun. I was dreaming of the Haggard ride the other day, and I was just like, I have enough money. I could just fly down there for the weekend, right? Like, I could just go ride the Haggard ride over and over and over and over again, right? Right? That's a possibility, right?
Oh my God. I'm on the East Coast already, so it's probably less of a flight than it is for you guys.
Yeah, it's an all-day thing.
It's like 8 hours, 7 hours, like something like that.
Yeah, with a break in the middle. Yeah.
I think I can fly there from like 4.5.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I would do it.
Mm-hmm.
If it was me, I'd be like, okay, going to Florida this weekend.
I know.
Going to Harry Potter
I need to get like a private plane or something for that.
Yeah.
Those are so expensive.
Go anytime I want.
My goodness. I did price it out, guys, once. It's like $20,000 for a private.
Oh my God. Once in my lifetime, I would like to fly private.
Yeah, I think you have to. I think it's like a rite of passage.
Right?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Maybe when this podcast blows up.
That's right. That's right. We'll have an OSLP fucking airplane.
Yeah. We'll have our faces on the side.
You guys can fly to Maryland to get me and then we'll all go.
Oh, yes. I like that idea. Well, I want to get to know a little bit more about like your history in the beginning, because you said that you're on Weight Watchers at 6.
Yeah. So,
like in 6th grade. So what was going on with the bam and how'd this all kind of happen?
So I live in a big Italian family, no shortage of love, anything going around. And I mean, I think a way that like we've always really celebrated was food, comfort food. Obviously the classic, like food is a comfort thing, eat when you're happy, eat when you're sad type of thing.
Yep.
So, I was always extremely active. My siblings have always also struggled with their weight, not to the extent I did.
Okay.
But they have all struggled with their weight and been on weight loss journeys themselves. I was always active. I danced since the age of 2.5. Like I danced, I played lacrosse. Like I was active.
Damn.
I danced 3 nights a week, like all through high school. And then I played lacrosse the other 2 days. So I was always going. When I graduated high school and I stopped dancing was when I saw the weight, like, cause I was like always overweight, like, oh, you should like try and lose a little bit of weight. You should lose a little bit of weight, this, that, the other thing. But I was never like really, really heavy until after high school, and I stopped dancing. I stopped being active as much.
Yeah.
Like I had my license, so I was driving here and there, going out with friends. I mean, just like things that a normal person can do and not gain 300 pounds. But because when I first started gaining weight, obviously I was down, made me want to eat more, go into comfort foods again. And it was like a vicious cycle.
Well, because that's what you knew.
Yeah.
When you're sad, when you're happy, when you're whatever, you're going to eat.
Yep.
I mean, I feel the same way.
But we both do.
Like we did
all
the same
emotions
thing.
We eat.
Yeah. Oh, we're
right.
Whatever the emotion is, the answer is always food.
Yeah.
Oh, let's find something to eat. Yeah.
Yep.
Let's talk over dinner. That's just the way things are. And so for some people it works out and it's totally fine. And for other people who have genes that people are like have overweight genes, like it just doesn't work.
Yeah. I feel you, girl, because I'm Italian and we're all overweight. It happens.
Yep.
Yeah. My grandparents basically came off the boat in Italy. So.
Oh, wow. So you are like Italian.
She's Italian.
She
stayed over there.
Like 50-50. I'm like 50% Italian and my dad's Irish and English. So I'm like the two most hot-headed people you can meet.
Yes, I want to meet all of them.
Yes, your family sounds like so much fun.
Yes.
Like I feel like we would have a blast.
Oh my God.
Hanging
They
out.
are the best. They hands down the best.
I love families that are big and loud and like make fun of each other, but not like, it's not like mean.
Hurtful,
it's just like little bickering.
Yeah, those
fights.
are always fun.
Oh,
Like
that's us to a T.
I would fit in just fine.
Yeah.
Like I'll just come out there. It's fine. Kelly says it's fine.
There's a 15-year age gap between me and my oldest brother.
How much?
Funny.
15 years.
Wow.
15 years. So, so it goes, my brother, Jeremy is the oldest. And then my sister, Melanie, they were Irish twins. They're like,
Melanie.
I think 18 months apart. Yeah. Melanie. And then I have a brother named Brendan, who's 4.5 years older than me.
Okay.
And then me.
Oh, wow.
So,
that's funny. I have 3 sisters.
All same parents, everything. So.
Wow. Yeah, it's odd when that happens because I have 3 siblings. They're all 4 girls.
Yep.
And we're all the same mom, same dad.
Yep.
And we're the exact same way. We're loud. We are extremely loud.
It's true.
And that's why I'm so loud.
I know.
Because I had to fight to get my words heard. And what's even more funny,
that so much,
right? What's even more funny,
the youngest of 4.
I'm
She's
the second oldest.
Yeah.
But for what's funny is that when I was like 1 or 2, like usually when kids start talking, I didn't want to talk. And I know how ridiculous it sounds. So my older sister, Katie, would talk for me.
Yep.
So my mom would be like, Kelly, do you want this? And I'd look at Katie and she'd be like, yeah, she wants it. Or my mom would be like, no, you need to say thank you. And I'd be like,
Like,
I didn't want to talk. And so I found my voice and then the boisterous.
And then you never stopped.
Yeah, I never stopped talking. I love it. I could talk all day.
Finding my voice was never an issue for me. I have always been talking. I was like known as like the girl who would like just go through school, like talking like, anywhere they'd be like, oh, okay, need to talk a little less, move me. I'll talk to someone else. Like, yeah, I'll talk to the wall. Like, I just like to talk. That's the Italian.
I just like to talk.
I literally, they would have to move me everywhere. I did the same thing. I'm like, doesn't matter, guys. It does not matter. I'm going to talk and hang out with everybody.
Yeah.
Like, that's why, like, in like high school, like I had friends that were all sorts of different people because like it was like the preppy guys or like the rocker guys or the football players. Like, literally, it was just like all over.
Wide range as well.
Like my gothic friend, you know, like Kelly was gothic back then, and I had a whole group of alternative. Like, it was a lot of fun because like.
Yeah. Oh.
Pete Wentz shirts.
No, I was like Korn and Offspring, and like I was like screaming
I saw the Offspring
rock
concert.
Ooh.
Squirrel moment.
Oh,
so good.
Who'd you see?
Offspring.
Oh, I'm jealous.
Offspring.
I'm jealous.
So good.
Yeah,
I saw them at 311.
Oh, even better. I think they might be at Punk in the Park. I need to check that list because there's like 6 on each night, and we're going. So. I think
I miss concerts.
Yeah, Pennywise will be there. NoFX will be there. So that's I know those two off the top of my head. So that's really gonna be fun.
We saw Linkin Park together. Yeah, when we were in high school.
Hoobastank and POD. That was the lineup.
It was Hoobastank. It was before they were big.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was like right when they started to like
get that upswing.
Yeah. And so
that's so cool.
We had to see them before they were big.
Yeah, I was like, I remember when they walked out, we're like, oh my God, they're actually playing. Like, this is so cool.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Your like guys' first concert?
I think it might have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I what's really funny is I remember wearing my Anarchy t-shirt.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I had Anarchy on everything.
Girls.
You what?
My first concert was Cheetah Girls.
Ooh. That is
very
like
sassy.
Way back. That is way back there.
Way back. I love it.
That's so awesome.
I was so disappointed Raven Simone wasn't there. I was like, oh.
She's so funny.
She wasn't a real Cheetah Girl. Fake Disney Channel.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know who you're talking about on the outside of it.
What?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Raven Simone?
Who is that?
Whoa.
Okay. All right. We're going to take we're going to take a quick break, coffee break while it's, you'll know.
I know.
Who
you
she
know
is.
The followers are listening. They're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm sorry,
Raven
guys.
Simone.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Raven. I know. That's so Raven, right?
So Raven.
Thank you.
So
That's
Raven.
what I needed. That's what I needed. Okay, yes. No.
She's hysterical.
Oh, she's fucking funny.
I love That's So Raven.
Funny.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now we're back on we're all on the same page
now. So back to your story. Yes. Now that Melanie knows who Raven is.
That's right. I got you.
So now that you are on the other side of it, and have you ever regretted your decision to have surgery?
100% no.
Okay.
Absolutely not. I always say I would do it all over again because there is no way in God's green earth that I would be able to do this off this tool. Like I tried so many times. Like I said, I started in 6th grade trying. And so I am so grateful for this tool. And that's what it is. It's not a simple fix. It's not a quick fix.
Yeah.
It is a tool. Just like use a hammer, it's a tool.
Yes.
I love it.
I used that term the other day when we were recording. I was like, you wouldn't build a house with a feather, and you wouldn't want to live in a house that was built with a feather.
No, you
won't. Let's look at it for what it is. It's a tool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm telling you, I could have had this surgery and then been like, I don't care, and just stretched it all out again and not cared and made myself sick because I got sick anyway. So who cares?
Yeah.
That was one thought I had during all this. I'm like, I'm doing all of the right things. Like, I'm not eating the food I'm supposed to be eating. Like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, why is this happening?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I could have given up right then, but I wouldn't have gotten where I am.
Exactly.
So
what got you through those moments?
Glad I didn't.
What like got you through those moments mentally, like to be able to push through?
I just kept thinking like I've came this far already. Like I've already put up with so much. I've already gone so much farther than I thought I could. Like, let's just go a little farther.
A little bit more.
A little farther. And I've kind of always been one of those people. Like I'm a very visual person. Like I have to put myself on a goal. And once I see that goal, I'll decide then if I want to push a little bit more forward and a little bit more forward.
That's awesome.
And I've tried to apply that to most of the things in my life. Like after all this happened, my physical therapist, who was actually, I've known him forever. He was hosting a 5K at a local peach festival in our town.
Oh, peach festival. That's so cute.
Yes. Oh my gosh. It is the cutest thing. It's like a little farm. Oh, it's so cute. But he was like, I think you should do it. And I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready for all of that. He's like, I think you can do it. Ooh. So I was like, okay, like maybe I'll like start going to the gym, start working a little bit more. And I actually completed the whole 5K like in August. So I didn't run it. I walked, but I was not the last one.
Yay!
And I was just so freaking proud of myself because as I was crossing that line, I was like, I couldn't walk 4 months ago.
Right.
Like I was not walking by myself 4 months ago. I was using tools, and like that's how far I've came. So I'm like, if I know I can do that, I can push a little bit farther and lose these 50 more pounds. I can push a little bit farther and earn up the courage to get that skin surgery. I can push a little bit farther and do this. Like, I just know I have so much more in me than I did when I started this journey.
Yeah. Oh, you can feel it from you.
Yeah. I love it.
Jinx.
Stop being at the same. Get out of my head.
I know.
Get out of my head.
My best friend and I say it all the time. We're like, get out of my head.
You're like right there.
Yes. It's because we spent every day this week together
for so long too.
Yes, yeah, 20 years.
We realized when we were talking to someone that like we've actually known each other longer than we didn't know each other.
Yes,
that's super fucking crazy. Weird. Yeah,
it's weird.
We're like, what the hell?
Yeah, but
yeah,
I mean, we're with each other for a reason. So
right, there's a reason why, like, out of the friend group, this one never dissolved. So
nope, because there was 4 girls. We were like really, really good friends, really and close. The other 2 just
kind of pieced the fuck out.
Yeah, pretty much.
I've had experiences like that as well. Like I have definitely my small groups of like different groups, but I have a couple friends I've been friends with since I was in diapers, and it's just like it'll always be that way.
Yep, exactly. So, what do you see happening in the near future now that you've conquered this? What's next?
So I definitely am going to continue losing weight. I had my gallbladder out like a month and a half ago.
Jeez.
And yeah. I mean, when I say I hit things, I hit them hard.
Yeah, you do. My goodness.
So I'm just like knocking it all out. And so I had my gallbladder out just a little while ago. So I'm getting ready to get back in the gym and everything like that.
Yay. Okay.
And I'm just going to hit like my goals as hard as I can. I would like to lose another 50 pounds and then, just kind of see where this journey takes me. Because I'm probably going to have to talk about doing like skin removal eventually, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles. So.
Pretty much. Yeah. Because what weight are you at right now?
I'm around like 260 right now.
Awesome.
Okay. So you'd be really close to 200.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to get that mark.
I mean, 50 is like the minimum I want to lose. I'd like to lose a little bit more, but 50 is my number right now.
You can do it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You can see it all over you. It's happening.
That we're going to talk to you next time and you're going to be like, I did it.
Yep.
So I can see it. Yeah. You have a lot of drive. And if you can get through the last year, you can do anything.
You got this.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
What kind of foods and drinks are you doing right now?
I do like obviously a lot of high protein, low carb. Honestly, my favorite thing in this entire world is salad. Like I will eat salad breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I just love it. And it was like the first meal I remember really enjoying after going through all of this.
So it's connected.
Like it's really funny how your comfort food changes. Like my comfort food used to be like Chick-fil-A and all this kind of stuff, which I mean, technically some of it still is. But
Chick-fil-A grilled nuggets, they're not bad. They're not bad for you.
They are not bad. Mm-hmm. They are not bad. I do really like them. But I'm like, it's crazy how much like your comfort foods change now. Mm-hmm. So I'm really into salads. I like making my iced coffee with the protein drinks. Like Fairlife is my favorite.
Yeah. There's a reason why you're in our life.
Fairlife's amazing, man. So
have you tried the Fairlife ice cream?
No,
protein ice cream?
Somebody just told me about this, and I went on their website yesterday, and they had it on like a picture of it. I'm like, I need to get me some Fairlife ice cream.
I would love to
try
it.
It's like a little pint, so it like feels like it's Ben and Jerry's. Yeah, it's so good. I tried the mint chocolate chip and the chocolate, and it's both really good. Like obviously, you could still only have a little bit, but it's so good.
And their mint chocolate chip is green.
Oh, it should be.
Yeah, it is green. It is.
I don't like it when it's white. It confuses me.
Me either. It feels like a fake. It feels like toothpaste then when it's white. Yeah.
Stop being a pretender, ice cream.
Chocolate chip. My chocolate chip should not look like your mint chocolate chip at all.
No.
It's not okay.
100%.
Not okay.
No.
Because that's my jam is just regular chocolate chip.
Yeah.
I know I'm a weirdo. Yeah. It's just very chill.
And I'm a mint chocolate chip fiend. Like I love my mint chocolate chip.
Me too.
Yes.
And my husband's like a huge sweet tooth person. So I like tried trying to get him like to like some of the things I do. I mean, he just some things he will not let go of. I mean, he doesn't have a weight problem. And like that's something I was always like, it'd be so much easier if you were fat. Because like he's like 6'4" and like 200 pounds now. But when we first started dating, he was like 130 pounds. So I'm like, whatever.
You fucker. I know.
Tall and skinny.
When they don't know, because like my husband has no idea what it's like to be a fat kid. And he just slowly has gained a little bit of weight with the whole having back problems. And he's like, I can't fit in my pants. And I'm like, it's okay. And I just give him a hug. Because I'm like,
I still love you.
Yeah, I was like, don't you worry. It's totally fine. He's like, this really sucks. I'm like, yes, it does. Yeah. Yes, it does. Yes. It's not fun.
Yes, it is not.
It sure does.
Yes.
It does. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, because he's always been a 150 pound guy. I'm like, oh man, that'd be so nice.
Yeah, but he's short too.
Yeah, we are the same height. We are the same height.
Yeah.
Can't relate. My husband is like the most gigantic human being in the world. So.
I love it.
My ex-husband was 6'4".
3.5.
Oh.
I'm 5'3.5" and he's 6'4", so it is a big difference.
Oh my God.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
That is amazing. Yes. I need to go like stalk your Instagram real quick so I can see some
There's lots of pictures.
Yes, that's awesome.
Oh my goodness. Well, is there anything else that you want to let the listeners know or have any tips or tricks for them before we let you go?
I mean, my inbox is always open. If anyone ever wants to message me questions about dry beriberi, it's going to be super, super scary. And I think it's just something that you should always have someone to talk about if you're having issues with it. Take your vitamins. I know it's expensive. I know it sucks sometimes, but just take them. They're better for you. I promise. So much better than laying in a hospital bed. Promise.
Yes. It's expensive, but it's not as expensive as a hospital trip, people.
Yeah.
I promise you it will be less than my hospital bill. I promise you.
Oh my God.
I
kind of want to know.
I'm so scared.
You don't.
Okay. All right. I'll just let my imagination go.
I mean, before, when I got like my before insurance bill, I think it was $80,000 before what insurance covers. And my husband's a union employee, so his insurance is really good.
Yes.
Thank God, because I would probably be having to, I don't know, sell myself on the side of the street to be able to
pay for that shit. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Don't even get me started about healthcare and fucking bills.
Yeah. No, we're not going to get you started. We're not going to get you started.
We're not going there.
Yeah. No. All right.
I want to thank you guys. You guys were so great. I really appreciate it. And it's been so fun. I can't wait to come back.
See, we told you an hour goes by really quick.
Yeah, I think we're
so fast.
We're about to hit an hour and a half. That is hilarious.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for being on, taking the time to talk with us, and just informing us of what it is, because we
had no idea.
We need to have it out there so people know.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
Yeah, and people take their freaking vitamins.
Do it. Do it.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, we get 10% off, I believe, with ProCare. So
yes, it is.
Go get it.
OSLP
10%, guys.
C 2021.
Yes.
So,
yes. And check the bottom, because we'll have all the codes of people that we do have relationships with, and it could change. So just be on the safe side. Just go check that out. But we have a code, and it's so important you get your vitamins.
And we love ProCare. They're amazing. They're an amazing company. And they have actually like bariatric patients that work for them.
Yeah.
And that's why they do what they do. So just go over, check them out. We take them.
We take them on a daily basis. So
every day. Yeah. So, and
sometimes your HSA will also cover vitamins, guys. Look into it.
That's right. That's right. So look into it.
Check out those HSAs. Was it HSAs? So it is?
HSAs.
Yeah. Spending accounts.
There you go.
There you go.
And if you guys want to watch the video, again, go to YouTube, hit the subscribe button, like, review. If you're on iTunes, go give us a 5-star review. Leave a little message for us. Those are always fun to see.
Yes.
Because it's very important, because the more that you guys do that, the more we can reach.
Yeah. And if you wanted to watch this right away when it drops, go over to our Patreon, patreon.com/OSLP, and sign up to be a patron.
Yeah.
We have so much fun. We have different tiers. You can sign up to have t-shirts or sweaters or stickers sent to you. And you can also become a benchy. We like to call it the winner's bench. Yeah. And we love seeing all of our patrons be in there. We have about 60 members right now. And it's so amazing because we get to hear from them. You guys get to talk to us every day.
Yep.
It's great. And it's completely non-judgmental. You can say whatever you want in there as long as it's nice. And it's just a fun group. So go check that out. And thank you again, Brianna, for being here and sharing your story with us.
We do appreciate it.
Thank you guys so much. I really enjoyed it. I look forward to talking to you guys soon.
Yay! Yeah. All right. And we will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.